Well, another dramatic comes from behind win for the Ravens in a 34-31 overtime win against the Minnesota Vikings. The significant thing here is there were two times they were down by 14 points. They came back both times for a dramatic win. That's going to pay dividends later in the year when you hit those tough spots and you say, hey, we've been here before. We can do this again. Maybe the most disappointing and maybe the most encouraging thing was the way Minnesota ran the ball early. But then in the second half, the Ravens bounced back to really shut it down. They ran for 102 yards in the first half, but the Ravens held them to 29 yards rushing in the second half and the overtime. Let's look at one play in particular. You're going to see Dalvin Cook, one of the best backs in the league. They do a nice job. They motion over, and the onside guard and tackle pull. This is really tough for the DBs to secure an edge when you get two big linemen coming around it. Cook bounces it to the outside, then weaves his way all the way back across the field for a 66-yard gain. This can be a killer when you get a big run like that. But then let's watch let's watch what they did differently in the second half. Now here you're going to see on this play, this is a great job. It's an outside play, but you're going to see the defensive line step up and just take over. And now you can see Queen pulling the trigger as he comes slicing in there for a loss for the Minnesota Vikings. This one also is a very, very nice play. You're going to see Ellis gobble up two blocks. Campbell collapses the tackle. They've got no place to go. And now the linebackers, you're going to see Queen and Bynes scrape over the top because Minnesota has nowhere to go. The defensive line dominated in that second half. Now, let's look at the whole defensive series in overtime after Lamar's interception. This was huge. Minnesota had great field position, had all the momentum, but the defense steps up, and all they need is a field goal to win. Defense steps up, holds them to a 3-and-out to lead to the offense getting the ball in the win. Here you're going to see on a pass, it's just a passive zone, okay? Not a high pressure. One of the times they didn't. Very passive zone, but I want you to watch the second level. The linebackers in the corner, eyes are on the quarterback. When Cousins just tries to drop it off to the edge, the way they immediately rally up, pin him into the sideline, and return it in just a 2-yard gain. All right, this is another great job against the run. Dalvin Cook, he starts to the left. You can see here that Campbell holds off the edge with Bowser. This is really tough because got these big linemen pushing out. This is what we saw earlier in the game that they didn't contain, and Cook gets to the outside. He tries again here. Bowser comes off the block for the tackle for basically no gain or a loss. And then the next one, obviously, this is the patented pressures by the Ravens that we're so used to. Sheer man coverage, and with all the talent that Minnesota had, a little bit of roll of the dice, but this is a beautiful play. It's a 7-man pressure. You see Clark at the top from the slot, comes free. That puts pressure on Cousins to get the ball off early. Everybody is plastered up down the field. All he's got to do is kind of throw up a prayer before he gets hit by Clark. Great coverage, great pressure coming off the edge. And then the offense, this was a beautiful 3rd and 2 for Le'Veon Bell. The ball was on the 31. Would have been a long field goal if he didn't get it, but he made this, obviously, with a 12-yard gain. Great run that we're going to look at here. Made it a chip shot for Justin Tucker. And now you see a power play. Ricard leads up. You're going to see the guard, Zeitler, come pulling around. And it was great to see on Le'Veon Bell. Watch the little hesitation. We see that little hesitation that Le'Veon Bell is so used to. And now he gets a big 12-yard gain. Chip shot on the field goal, going to lead to the win. So, again, a great way for the Ravens to bounce back. Short week going to Miami. They can't start out slow. Miami can be a tough place to play. They can't start out slow like they did last week or like they did against Indianapolis. They got to pick up where they left off in the second half and overtime to go on and beat a Dolphin team that's feeling pretty good about itself after a win over the Texans.